Hello, friends. Today I've got a very interesting book for you all. It is an autobiography of someone you all would have seen on television sets, literally blasting out the contestants. You might love him, you might hate him, but you cannot ignore him because he has created India's first and the boldest and one of the best ever running reality show, Roadies. Yes, you all guessed it right. It is an autobiography of Raghu, and the book's name is My Roadies Journey. I'm not getting into whether the show was good or bad, no. I just picked up this particular book purely out of curiosity to understand what all thoughts went behind creating this show and what all he has learned from this journey. And I am not disappointed. So, here are a few points which I learned from this book. The first point is Raghu says that if you are a very bright, very intelligent boy in your school or colleges scoring very high marks, that do not guarantee you a bright future. On the contrary, even if you are a very average student, a guy who has not scored very good marks in your school or colleges, that does not matter. You will not succeed in your career. What matters is if you are putting all your efforts where your heart lies. If you do that, then definitely there will be success. Raghu, whom we all see a very intelligent, very strong guy on this television screen, he was such a dull, such a idiot person in his childhood that he did not understand कि 18 रुपया 10 रुपये से ज़्यादा होता है. While buying a compass box of 10 rupees versus a compass box of 18 rupees, he always thought 18 rupee compass box is cheaper. Why? Because while buying 18 rupees compass box, you are paying 20 rupees to the shopkeeper and the shopkeeper gives you 2 rupees back, which is not the case for 10 rupee box. Such a dumb guy, and he has created such a beautiful, such an amazing, such a superb reality show. So all those who want to succeed in your career, definitely focus on the places, focus on the work where your heart lies. The second point which Raghu says is very interesting point. He says that whenever you are taking someone's dignity in public, when the time arrives, you give it back to that person in front of public with the same volume. Now we all know the importance of praising in public, and many of us do follow it as well. The mistake which we make is on the last section, which is the volume, the intensity, the weight with which we praise them in public. Very important point, and definitely one should keep that in mind. The third point is on the leadership. Raghu says that whenever he used to create any stunt for the contestant, before it is given to the contestant, he used to try it on his own. And he used to set the limit at which he could manage it. So throughout his journey, throughout his roadies journey, he has always done that. And when a leader does that, everyone else do it without any question. You might be a leader of a country or a city or a club or a class, doesn't matter. What matters is whether you are taking that initiative, whether you are doing it first. Because as a leader, if you do it first, everyone else around you will do it without any hitch, without any questions. The fourth point is about this generation, the current generation. Roadies show was purely based on the teens. And during this 10 years of journey, he has continuously met so many teenagers that he has understood them with in-depth accuracy. What he says is that this particular generation do not mind failing. They do take risks, be it their career or be it their love life, doesn't matter. They do prefer to take risks if there is enough to gain out of it. So their risk reward ratio is higher, and we people from generation Y many times fail to understand this, and that's the reason why we fail to understand this generation. So next time whenever you are talking with this generation, the millennial generation, the current generation, do give them respect that it deserves, and do give them that liberty of taking higher risk. The last point is very important point. It is a point where it totally contrasts Raghu's life. Raghu, who has always throughout his life picked up fights, sometimes with reason, sometimes without reason. He says that from all my learnings, what I have understood is that you don't pick up fights that you can win. You pick up fights that deserve to fight. Very interesting point. Now, what I have understood from this point is that this fight may be with someone else, maybe external, or this fight can be internal. It can be with your fear, it can be with your inhibitions, it can be with your past learnings, it can be with your thought processes which pull you back from growing further. It can be with anything. So always pick up the fight which deserve the fight. Very, very, very strong point. This book has a lot of behind the scenes from season 1 to season 10, and all the roadies lover like me would just cherish it. They would just enjoy this. Rest who are not roadie lovers, they may opt to skip it out. So this was review of this particular book. Next Sunday another interesting book. But before I end this session, I would definitely want to give you a roadie salute to all the Corona warriors. So all the Corona warriors, this is for you.